honoured to have a special guest here in the studio with me who has been a friend for quite a while now and has continued to shine in Nollywood. Beverly, actor, model, and mental health advocate. Yeah. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
The last time I saw you, you were on the dance floor at your friend's wedding, Sharon Uja. Yeah. Have you come down from that whole... It was such a... It felt like a celebration for the whole country, if not the continent. Right?
It's a sweet celebration for my friend. I'm still in the high of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get enough of happiness and joy, especially when it's about love. So I'm all for that.
There was a video that went viral with both of you where you were crying and you were sort of sharing how you felt about each other.
Yes.
And, I saw conversations around, friends need to give their friends flowers while they're still here and while you can.
Yes.
It felt very vulnerable. Why did you think that was important in that moment?
I mean, you don't really plan vulnerable moments, but Sharon and I, the industry, everybody forms hard guy. Nobody wants to be vulnerable. And I met Sharon and I just found a sister in her. Apart from us filming Oloture, Sharon is a 360 friend. Like, if it's God, we discuss God, everything. And, she has been, so far, the best person I've shared the screen with. So why not? Why not? She's a sweetheart.
Do you find that it's hard to make friends in your industry?
I'm a friendly
genuine
person.
friends.
I'm a friendly person, right? But you don't know what the other person is on about. So you take your time,
Yeah.
And you don't want to make mistakes, or you don't want to step on somebody's toes, or you don't want to say something and the person takes it the wrong way. So all of us are very careful.
Yeah, because I asked that because, there's also the sense that, okay, a lot of you are around the same age, you're all trying to get the same roles. Yeah. So competition sometimes affects the friendship, or am I wrong?
I honestly feel like there's no competition in creativity. That's how I've been. I don't, because art is perceived differently. So I don't think the way I showcase my art is the same way you're going to showcase your art. To the people that do the competition, kudos to them. I'm not that person. So when I find my tribe, I appreciate my tribe. That's where I stand.
Yeah. How's Sharon doing, though? Because there was a lot going on around the wedding. I kept just saying, I hope she's okay. No, how's she doing? How are they doing?
She's fine.
Okay.
She's a strong girl, and God got her, so she's good. She's so good.
Well done. You mentioned Oloture there, and I want to talk about that because I actually just saw we are eupomizing this first of all. We need the remaining, but it looked very, very, very intense.
Yeah.
The second bit that's come out, a lot of it wasn't filmed in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I had conversations around you guys being in Mauritius?
Mauritania,
I beg your pardon.
Mauritius would be very angry.
Yeah, Mauritania, with the desert. How long were you guys there for? How was shooting in the desert for that long? Because sometimes we forget how much work goes into it when we're just watching. I'll watch it for an hour and we're like, okay, that was good.
Yeah. I mean, filming in Mauritania for a month, 3 weeks, thereabout, was hectic. But in that desert, we found ourselves. I promise you, there was a serious bond that we created in that desert. Today we wake up, the sandstorm. Next tomorrow we wake up, the weather is so hot. The day after is so cold. So we had to manage it, and we only had ourselves to deal with, filming and trying to immerse ourselves in the roles. It was so intense. There's sometimes Sharon and I would start crying. And it's not about what's going on. We're just crying because we're tired. And then the director says, stop crying, it's done. And we keep crying. It's an emotional roller coaster. And that's what acting is about,
How do you enjoy the process in times like that? Because I see some movies and you can tell it was very hard to do.
Yeah.
Do you still enjoy it while going through that?
Because I know it's just for now. I'm trying to create this. And I know that nothing good comes easy. And I was born to do this. I'm here for a lifetime, so I cannot be angry about just this particular moment when I have how many more years to create greater things,
Yeah.
So far, so good. We can nag for the moment, but this is your job. Yeah. This is what pays you, and this is what you love. Even without the pay, will you be here? Yes, I will be here. So, yeah.
There's a constant conversation, that goes on now on social media or sorry, even in more like in your industry, much more than even social media.
Why are you
about
differentiating this industry?
About no, not. I'm talking now generally.
Okay.
About this new school actors.
Okay.
Like they call you guys. There's some people call it Instagram actors. Some people just go to reality shows and decide to become actors, but they don't really have substance. You are almost sort of caught in both. Most people don't even remember that you have a reality background to you because of how well you sort of transitioned into Nollywood. How do you navigate that? Because I meet a lot of people who have been on reality shows who say, it's very hard for people to take us seriously because we're on this show. They think we had it easy. Is it fair to say you had it easy going into the industry? And how do you sort of navigate that, being taken seriously as an actor?
First off, Ebuka, you and I know I didn't have it easy at all.
I just wanted to hear it from you.
You and I know I didn't have, if anybody had it easy, Beverly, also didn't. Like, I faced the humiliation, the betrayal, but I just dusted those things off because those people were not my target. Like, I have a very strong family bond. My mom supports me, my brothers support me. And maybe it's the Igbo background, though, but I know they see anybody. I only look at myself and what I'm about to do, And I have a goal. I know this is what I'm going to do. So no matter how long it takes, so far I'm getting there. I'm never in a hurry. Direction is better than speed. During my teenage years, I did great with those years. I was a video vixen. I was top, and I transitioned. And it's only okay. It's never going to be easy, but it's okay. I'm doing it, right? So I never had it easy, still not having it easy. But if I have to do something, I have to do something. And I'm here for a lifetime. Yeah. So why not?
Talking about not having it easy, where did your journey start with Nollywood itself? There's a lot of you.
Yeah.
The industry is growing, but there's still not enough roles, whether I would like it or not, for people, but the kinds of roles that some of you would like, because the money's still not as good as it's supposed to be in this part of the world. The start of your journey, how you've been able to stay consistent, because like you said, you didn't have it easy. Most people decide to just move on to other things. What made you also stay trying to pursue this?
First off, I don't see myself in any other field because I feel like this was a God-given gift. Like, I don't see myself doing a 9-to-5 or
not being creative.
Not being creative. So even if I was not an actor, I'll be doing something in the creative space regardless. Or I'll probably just be walking the wrong way still, But so far, so good. It's been a very sweet journey, and I can't wait to see what my 30s and my 40s are going to bring, And it's a never-ending journey.
Do you feel like Nollywood has, or acting, not limited to Nollywood now, has been fair to you? Do you think you've shown your worth, you've been giving your due, considering how long you've been in the industry?
I mean, I never have a victim mentality. That's not me. So I don't wait for anybody to clap for me. If I'm my greatest critic, myself, like I watch a movie, I'm like, girl, you didn't do that. You didn't do great. Every other person says, oh, no, Bev, you did good. You did this. I never fix the crown and say, oh, I did this. I killed this. And I'm learning to celebrate my wins. I'm learning. But with that being said, I don't wait for anybody to give me a chance. Because the way people think that, you have to give Beverly a chance is the way I have loads of scripts and I'm saying no to. And I'm like, if I shoot 2 movies a year, so far they're great and they're going to push me in the right direction, I'm good. I will always say this, I'm not thirsty. I'm just hungry. I will not drink from every cup. I will wait for my time to eat right. And so far, that's what has kept me, I'm not waiting for anybody to clap for me. If I do a great work, my family is there to say, you did good. If I do something dumb, my mom is there to say, I don't like that way you do. It's not nice. So I don't hear the noise from outside. If I ever did, I probably could have hidden myself after Big Brother Africa. But I don't listen to the outside people. You're not paying my bills, and I'm not going to cry to you when I'm depressed. So it's cool.
What sort of roles do you see yourself in? You know, when you are acting, or when I don't know if you are looking to produce sort of big pictures as well on your own. What sort of roles do you see yourself doing? Because I know there are people who will say, well, I've been typecast so much in this, and I'd like to move, you know, to this part and do this and surprise people. Is there something you've not done that you'd like to do?
An action, very intense action, jumping the gates, jumping off planes. Like, put me to the challenge, you know, like, I love it. I want to do those things because on a normal day, I will not just wake up in my house and say, oh, let me jump off a plane. I need a reason to do that, you know. And I know it's coming. I'm patient. I know that at the right time, it's going to come. So for now, we keep doing what we have to do. I'm tired of the girlfriend roles. I'm done. I know I'm a pretty girl. I know, but I'm done.
You're ready to be a villain.
Yeah, I want to do things that have depth, things that will test my emotion, things that will impact the society. I mean, I'm not saying that the girlfriend roles don't impact the society and stuff, but, you know, comedy and fun is by default. But I need something that test the depth of me. Yeah.
Something I know that keeps coming up with Nollywood is the funding conversation, which I mentioned earlier about, you know, the fact that the money is still not as it should be, whether it's with paid actors or budgets for productions and all of that. And we've now seen this sort of YouTube craze that has started now. Everybody has a YouTube channel. Everybody's shooting movies and series and just throwing it on YouTube because YouTube is going to get you some funds.
Views and funds.
You know, what do you think about that? Because there's both arguments on both sides. On the one hand, it's like, okay, is the industry now just sort of, it almost feels like it's a free-to-air thing. Oh, you just shoot your movies and you just
throw it there.
What does it say about the quality of work that people are putting out? And on the other hand, there's also, I mean, they're making their dollars, right? They're getting paid directly. There's no middleman. You know that when you put your work out there, as long as people watch, you're going to make your money. You know, do you think it's a healthy option now that people are exploring, and what does it do for Nollywood in the long run?
I will say this, to each his own first, and I understand, you know, creativity has no bounds. If you want to go on YouTube and share your own creativity, it's beautiful, you know. And, you know, the Nigerian economy, it's not helping. It's not helping, but everybody must strive. Everybody must do something. In the creative space, we've not found a regulation. There's no boss, there's no middleman. So everybody do what you have to do. And so far, so good. I mean, if YouTube is paying, why not if not? You know, do you want to wait for somebody to give you a role before you make your money? You know, people that shoot for Netflix, we know how much we get. People that shoot for YouTube, we know how much. Maybe my salary is the whole funding for a YouTube movie. It's okay, you know, but I'm not against creativity because there's also some really dope YouTube movies that I've seen. So why not if not?
Do you think it shows progress or a decline?
There are different sectors to everything, you know.
Or is it the future? Because streaming is the future, right?
Yeah, streaming is the future.
I mean, would you categorize YouTube as streaming then? And if you do, then does that mean, they're embracing the future ahead of time?
YouTube, you know, for everything you're selling, there's always a buyer. Like, for everything you're selling, there's always a buyer. YouTube, people flood YouTube. Our parents, it's just the same way, like, our parents are on Facebook. Like, you tell somebody, oh, I saw this on Instagram. I say, no, the real gist is on Facebook, you know. So for everything you're selling, there's somebody there to buy. And it can never be oversaturated because it's content. That's my own belief. Like, I will watch a Netflix movie and I'll still go on YouTube and watch a movie there and probably go on Facebook and watch like a 1-minute skit. It's creativity and you can never run dry of it. So nobody's going to lose. Netflix is not going to lose. YouTube is not going to lose. Whichever other streaming platform is not going to lose. So why not?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Speaking personally now, was there a point you noticed your career, you know, while you were trying to, you know, get into this industry and make your mark?
Yeah.
What was the point you noticed when things were like, okay, now they see me? Was it a movie? Was it a moment where it happened? Or do you think you've not gotten there yet? Do you think people still have seen you?
I mean, I'm thinking about it. I'm my greatest critic. I've never given myself a tap on the back. So I don't know when it's like, oh, you've seen me or you've not seen me. You know who I am. I'm a lucky go happy person, you know. But so far, so good. To me, myself and I, personally, I don't think I have, not to say I'm not proud of myself, but I don't think I've gotten to where my mind wants me to get to say, yes, just that's me. And I'm my greatest critic and I'm hard on myself, but that's me. So I don't know. I don't know.
What does that point look like? That point where you feel like, I mean, it doesn't have to be a thing, but is there, what is the situation?
Maybe I suffer from imposter syndrome. Maybe I suffer from that, but I don't know. I really don't know, but I feel like when I'm in the moment, I will really know. But I know for a fact, I take every role I get very seriously. I don't look at it as, oh, it's a small role, oh, this is a lead role, or if I'm in a movie, I say, anything I touch is a masterpiece. That's me to myself. I say, there's nothing that Beverly Osu put her hand in that it would not be great, because I put everything into consideration. You know, there's sometimes they give me the lead role and I look at it and I'm like, I'm not in the right mental space to deliver this. Why don't I take this role? Some directors and producers think that's psychopath. Like, everybody's fighting to be on a poster. Everybody's, why are you? But it's just me. Like, if I cannot deliver, why should I take it because I want to be seen? Already in Nigeria, we celebrate a lot of mediocre things. So I already know what to do to be seen, you know. But when it comes to my craft and art, I'd rather do the right thing and anything that sits right with my heart. That's me.
You just said there now, you know, I know what I need to do to be seen. And there's the talk about, you know, if you are in entertainment, you know, drama helps the markets. You know, once in a while, just do something, let them talk about you on the blogs. Do you think that's necessary as an actor? And unfortunately, female or actresses get called out a lot for that, you know. Every day you're on this blog arguing or fighting or whatever. Do you think that's a necessary evil that comes with, you know, being this celebrity in the industry?
You know, I came into this industry at a very young age. 16, I was already on TV. I lived my life in front of people. I think people saw me grow. So the things that I just randomly did, that was my normal life, was controversial to the public, right? As I grew old, I'm like, oh, so this is bad. Oh, wow, sorry, I didn't know, guys. So a lot of people they said, oh, Beverly is controversial, but in natural sense, I'm not. So 4 or 5 years ago, I just made a decision like, okay, what is making people talk about me in this way? This is not who I am. It's not like I really care. I don't care. But I really don't want people in my business every other day, right? It's tiring because I have to explain to my mother, explain to my brothers, explain to my uncle, explain to my auntie. Literally, I'm just like, no, this is tiring. How many years am I going to keep explaining? So I took a step back. I went through myself and said, okay, if going out to this so and so place will make people talk about me, let me reduce it. If hanging out with this set of people will make people talk about me, let me reduce it. It's just for myself, right? So now, there's some topics that I know that I'm triggered by, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to say anything because I don't want anybody to tell me anything now and they'll now tell me I don't want it. So I just stay away. So sometimes it looks like I'm numb, but it's okay. You know, I'm a young girl, but I'm old school. You know, I can count a good 10 years in this industry. I've been there, done so many things. So now I'm like an old soul. I see most of my mates try. I know when it's clout. And don't worry, you get your 2 minutes of fame. But in the long run, that 2 minutes of fame, you'll be tired when it doesn't have substance.
Are there things from that time before you made that decision that, you know, you look back on and you regret?
I don't regret
Or wonder
anything.
like, maybe I should have done it differently?
No, I don't regret anything, no. Because at that age, at that time, it felt right. You know, me going to Big Brother and twerking every day. Ooh, I had a blast. So it felt so right. I don't regret anything because it's part of my journey. It's part of my story. It doesn't change who I'm going to be in the future. If I'm going to be the president of Nigeria tomorrow, it still doesn't change. It's part of my story. I can't erase it, right? So I just have to keep on. moving on. That's it.
What should we look out for you in the coming months, years? Any projects exciting coming up? Production, maybe? Or diversifying from just acting?
I have a couple of projects. Right now, I'm just trying to, I love my acting. I love it so much. I'm not leaving the acting scene for anything or any time in the world. But also, I'm focusing on mental health because I see that we Africans, we take it as a bypass. Like, oh, you're depressed. Come outside now. Come party. You go do okay. But it's more. There's more to that. You know, we can all put smiley faces and laugh and shayo and dance, but inside you, emotional stress causes more ailments to the body than any other thing. And we're in this industry of we wear masks. I'm not that girl. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and I'm tired of making people telling me that, oh, it's not right. Like, oh, you can't be too vulnerable. Oh, you can't be too this. Oh, you can't be too sensitive. Oh, you can't be. Well, I'm a human being. Like, how much longer do I have to be a hard guy? I'm the last born, please do. Yeah, before I cry. I'm the last born. I want to cry when I want to cry. Please, nobody should stress me. So that's what I'm really focused on. And it's okay because this part of the world, most of us rather be miserable than vulnerable. I don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
We're all human beings. If you're going to laugh at me at my vulnerable state, that's on you. Joke's on you. That's on you. So I really want to say it's okay to have a moment. Like if you don't feel good to come out for 2 days, it's okay to take your time. If you feel sad and you don't have a reason, search yourself, understand why. Come on, if you need to go for therapy, go for therapy. If you have somebody you need to talk to. If you need to stay in your room and pray to God, do it.
But don't just die miserably.
Yeah.
That's a very good cause to chase, and I think you're doing a good job. Hopefully people are listening. Just one last thing. Who are you sharing? Is there a mister you're sharing?
A mister?
You're sharing those moments with?
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
You are so predictable. She will tell me off air and I'll tell you guys next Sunday. Thanks a lot, Beverly, for coming. Wishing you all the best. You're doing absolutely amazing. And Oloture is currently streaming on Netflix. Please go watch it and enjoy a beautiful story, basically, about human trafficking on the African continent. And thank you.